Labrys. Also, fun fact, once we get Labrys' story done, we'll actually be able to start completing everyone else's stories. So, let's get right into it. Also, I'm pretty sure there's only one battle in this whole thing, so let's do it. Initial boot successful. Timestamped 4/20/1999, 10/16/39.
The boot process was successful. This happens
Researcher
every
with a
time,
tie.
but I'm never sure what to say to them first.
You mean like a greeting? There's no need for that. They're just machines.
Untidy researcher. 2 humans within visual range. Both male. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel identified as research staff. Not hostile targets.
But things like that might affect the performance of these models.
Because they have a mind, their emotions and things are completely faked. It's no different than an AI. It can't possibly be that sensitive.
Scanning for keywords in conversation. Running logical analysis. Cross-referencing with related data. Current conversation topic is not orders.
Well, until we rule it out completely, we should at least be kind to them.
So you say. All right, from this moment on, you will be registered as candidate unit number 031. Please repeat your number back to me.
Confirming first order. Initializing unit number. Output via voice requested. Activating voice synthesis module. Accepting input.
Unit number 031.
Labrys.
Did its pronunciation sound a little odd to you?
You're worrying too much. Let's hurry up and haul it out.
Oh, because Labrys has already gained a human tone, so she's already ahead of everything. Or ahead of, I guess, what these researchers were expecting of the AI. Receiving action plan through console. Combat test against others of same unit. Test commencing immediately after entering shock-resistant chamber within the lab. Frames stored within cage for transport. Beginning transport.
Ah, so this is the one. I've been waiting to see it in action.
Transport complete. Cage reopened. New human found. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel also identified as research staff. Female. Cutting connection to outside data supply. Connection offline. Commencing cable disconnection.
Now, try getting up.
Order confirmed. The hell are we? Battle chamber. Get up. Initiation motion synchronization engines for motor functions. Accepting input. Yeah, I guess with all like the extra clothes and stuff on, you can really tell. You can tell, or at least their torso looks a bit different. Safety limiters active. Balance control gyros functional. Overall movement systems functional.
This model's loaded with a nearly pure form of that crystal. I can't wait to see what kind of results it gets.
Unit number 031, can you hear me? Confirm your surroundings. Tell us any abnormalities you're feeling in your sensors or any other functions.
Order confirmed. Beginning simple self-diagnostic. Temperature, humidity, pressure, air composition, lumens, sound all within normal levels. Visual data with an expected color spectrum. All systems functional.
The readouts seem fine. Monitoring system is fully operational.
Okay, we're gonna test your performance inside the battle chamber now. When you hear the buzzer, consider everything that moves an enemy and eliminate them.
Order confirmed. Is this what scarred her? Awaiting the signal to begin the test. Exit confirmed to be sealed. Room shape, approximately cylindrical. Height, approximately 11 meters. Area, approximately 154 square meters. High energy light sources found in outer wall. Assumed to be fire resistant and bulletproof.
Sorry to do this just after you've woken up, but it'll be good to put you through your paces.
Release a facing hatch detected. Mobile objects intruding into chamber. 7 objects in total. Scanning for visual matches. Analysis, non-human. Confirmed as same model units of humanoid weapons. Hostile markers confirmed. Classifying as hostile units. Releasing safety limiters. Combat limiter is now set at 70%. X confirmed, resealed. Test commencement signal received. Targets hostile humanoid weapons. Commencing battle. So are these going to be shadows? Because I know she's supposed to be a shadow weapon. There she is. Enemy modules, I guess. Yanked. Holy damn. Why does she look so scared about that though? I thought it was when she fought her friends, or the ones that became her friends. Yeah, Labrys has the power of Orgia mode like Igus does, doesn't she? Or rather, I should say, Igus has the Orgy mode like Labrys does, since Labrys was confirmed to be an earlier module. Unit number 5, where Igus is unit number 7. This is frightening. That was scary to look at. All targets eliminated. Hostile units no longer capable of motion. That was harsh. Test termination signal received. Battle complete.
That was better than we could have hoped for.
That was a little
Hey,
too good.
what's with all the bodies? You made it fight that many on its first time?
Don't worry, it did great. This is a new high score for the first battle results.
Well done, Unit Number 031. Stand by for further instruction.
Order confirmed. Exiting test chamber. Beginning transport to maintenance room. Yeah. Resetting safety limiters. Taking seat in maintenance chair.
We're done testing, but there's still one thing left to do today. I'm going to temporarily shut down your optics. Can you close your eyes?
Order confirmed. Shuttering optic inputs. Connecting cables. Online confirmed. Switching a portion of data supply to outside source.
We're gonna transfer the data from the destroyed units into your memory.
Is this why she gets so scared? I can't wait to see how this pans out.
Run a diagnostic check while we're doing it and report any malfunctions. Understood?
Order confirmed. Readying self-diagnostic. Initiating data transfer. Initiating personality module link. Initiating diagnostic of transferred data and sorting procedures. Sector 001. Close combat control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 002. Evasive action control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 003. Non-battle data. Error excluding. Sector 004. Non-battle data. Error excluding. 005. Battle-related data. What could these be? Momentary disruption of data from visual information stream. A room that is not displaced. Outdoor scenery thought to be at night. Scenes of multiple units of the same type gathering outside of the battle chamber. Could these be memories? Visual memories? They are obviously unrelated to the mission. Might have apparently purposeless memories that preserve this long. 20 to 40% of the informational data extracted from all 7 units are confirmed to be such information. Incomprehensible. What is
Anything
this?
to report?
Cables disconnected. Time elapsed during data transfer, approximately 5 minutes. Reopening optic inputs, calibrating servos.
Alright then, unit number 031, give us a simple report of today's battle results.
Order confirmed. Delivering oral report of test results.
This was the first test battle against others of my model. 7 units destroyed. Below 15% damage sustained. Don't seem to be any problems.
Was that...
Unusual expression detected from research staff. Facial recognition library indicates surprise.
Did I say something funny?
Does it have an accent?
Yes.
Accent? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
No, we do, but
See? I wasn't hearing things. The unit's speech really is peculiar.
You don't need to yell.
Is the language interface not set to default? Sheesh. If we'd known this, we would have reset it in advance.
Yeah, the base's personality might be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the volunteers were from the Kansai area.
but it just woke up.
Redeveloping.
Would it be exhibiting such distinct mannerisms this early?
It may be the effect of an enlarged plume of dusk, the basis of their mind. Perhaps it's accelerating their personality development.
Oh yeah, the Plume of Dusk. Exchange of opinions taking place on unexplained aberrant in speech pattern. A hypothesis offered that language interference settings fall outside expected results. Review of recent conversation has revealed certain discrepancies. Internal monologue is within expected patterns, but oral output induces anomalies. Anomalies not affecting meaning, no impediments to communication predicted.
But I don't want to waste this feedback data. Those are the best results we've ever seen.
Leave it. It'll be fine. It can understand us anyway. This is just one of those things that makes science interesting.
There you go again. This unit is going to be communicating with the others. What if this effect spreads? Not only that, but because this is an anomaly, it doesn't seem to have a 100% accurate accent either.
But if it has a personality, that might speed up the development of its mind.
Yeah, she's right.
3 researchers standing around the maintenance chair. Each holds a tablet and examines the display on the chair.
All right, unit number 031, we'll explain things from the top.
Voice pattern consistent with research staff.
You are a weapon created to fight against unique enemies. Therefore, your combat performance is prioritized over all else. But in order for you to use a particular ability, you've been given a certain amount of awareness, and that makes your performance difficult to quantify. So we've been pitting test units against each other as a selective growth process. It's all in the service of achieving higher performance. And we don't want to waste any plumes of dusk.
Accessing archives. Search term Plume of Dusk. 1 match found. A crystalline substance at the core of personality modules. Its name derived from its thin, plate-like shape resembling a shed bird's feather. In addition to its circuit-like structure, it has an unnatural vital reaction in response to external stimulus. Similar to a living thing, yet different. It is thought to exist in a state between mind and matter, mass and information. The details are unknown. Ooh, I wonder what else exists between the state of mind and matter. There are 12 other subheadings classified under level 7 clearance. Access denied. Matter interpreted as the core of personality modules.
But regardless of your ego, there is one rule you must abide
Never hurt
by.
another.
You might as well think of it as an order.
1 rule to abide by. Awaiting order. Never hurt
The
another human.
only order is to destroy everything we identify as enemies and to emerge victorious.
Wait, anything you identify as enemies. So if you were corrupt enough, you would destroy everyone. Including the Kirijo group.
Though your ego will give you some flexibility when planning tactics, there's no need to think about extraneous side issues. Use everything you have to win a fight. That's all you need to concentrate on.
Order confirmed.
Understood.
Destroy identified enemies and emerge victorious. A clear order. It is consistent with the role of a weapon. No abnormalities. Everything is clear. So like I said, I think there's only like one battle here in this whole chapter. Underwent maintenance on the chair after the test battle. Post-reboot diagnostics showed status normal. The time was 1900. 7 p.m. Research staff set new activity cycle. All units will exit standby mode at 9. Tests will be conducted at regular intervals until 1700. 5 p.m. Maintenance and setup will take place until 1900. Afterwards, time is allowed to be spent in the outdoor area of the grounds. On returning, enter standby mode within the cage. Instructions are to repeat these actions until unable to continue. The next item on the new schedule is to spend time in the outdoor area. Parameters of spending time unknown. Hypothesize that the meaning is to remain on standby and wait for time to pass. Hypothesis unnecessary. The schedule must be followed. Exiting building. Outdoor area reached. Light levels limited due to the time of day. Many trees still visible in the environment. It is almost entirely consistent with known data from the off-limits area. The ground is different from the laboratory's artificial flooring. The soil is exposed. Various natural plants are here. A certain amount of time must be spent here. The intention may be to heighten basic response capabilities in the natural world. Others of the same unit can be stepping into the central area, reassessing the surroundings on various spectra. Unlike the combat test, no hostile unit markers detected. Hypothetical, in combat under current conditions, what tactics would be effective? I reassess the surroundings of the combat environment. I assign value to various geographical areas. I survey the topography on the outskirts of the environment and detect unusual movement on one unit. Other units are also surveying the environment, but this unit is crouched while holding something with its right arm. I do not deem this unit's unusual actions to be a threat. I approach it in order to make inquiries. Upon my approach, the unit turns around and stands.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Same unit type. I process this statement. Its controversial gambit is unexpected. I find no prepared response in my library.
You mean like how this is our first encounter? In that case, yeah.
Another Labrys?
What are you doing here?
I've never heard your accent before. It's intriguing.
They said stuff about my accent too earlier. Do I really talk that funny?
I wouldn't say it's strange. It was just surprising.
The unit looks over again and then speaks quietly to something in its right hand. I examine what it holds. It is an organism. Its body is covered in white fur.
What's that thing?
It's a dog. It must have wandered in.
Organism's parameters are consistent with access data on dog. Its size does not present a threat. The search of its specific breed is cancelled.
A dog.
The unit turns its gaze back to me.
My unit number is 024. I wouldn't call it my name, but that's how they refer to me. What's yours?
The unit has provided its designation, despite no prior inquiry, reason unknown.
I'm unit number 031.
They're up to the 30s. I see. That must mean they're finally creating units loaded with full-sized ones.
Full-sized ones? The dog barks. A scan of the surroundings shows several units turning to investigate. All units ignore it and look away.
This one wants to say hello too.
It does? You can understand what dogs say?
Kind of. After carefully comparing its mannerisms and slight variances in its barking, I just figured it out.
Its right hand pats the dog's head while its left scratches the dog's neck. Number 024 continues to make various forms of contact with the dog. 024's actions are consistent with styles of communication. Hypothesis. The objective of spending time in this area is to develop communicative skills. Conversing with others of the same unit and refining communication will enhance cooperative tactics. Counterpoint. No value detected in communicating with organisms not of same unit or human.
What's the point in doing that with a dog?
The point? There isn't one, I suppose.
There is no point. Unexpected response strongly indicates that number 024 is not like other units.
Are you interested in what I'm doing, though?
Interested? Is there interest involved? It seems to be the case. Unsure purpose of earlier question to number 024. Why ask it? Oral sensors detect electric noise. recognized as pseudo-information involving no sound waves, yet perceived as sound data. It is the alarm signaling the end of this activity. All the units begin moving as one towards the building. Number 024 speaks to the dog it cradles.
Sounds like that's all the time we have today. I need to get back.
Number 024 crashes while petting the dog's fur-covered body and releases it onto the ground. Number 024 stands up again and turns around.
I hope to see you again.
Number 024's expression changes as to say this, or it says this. This movement of the lips is known as a smile. It is shown when humans experience happiness. Contradiction. Number 024 is a weapon, yet it makes that expression. No hypothesis found. Or is there no point to it as well? Spirit cognitive processes rerouted to analysis. Still, I cannot understand it. Back to the battle chamber. The next day. After being released from standby, I am assigned to a test battle against others of my unit as yesterday. Order confirmed. I am taken to the same chamber. The battle commences. I destroy the other 3 units and sustain little damage. As I wait there, the researchers come in. All have what seems to be high praise for my abilities. I do not understand how I should react to this. Should I give an expression of joy, as number 024 did? Researchers crash next to the units I destroyed and begin working on them. I think back and recall that they underwent this process yesterday as well. I am curious. I approach them. They open a slit near the unit's neck and use tweezers to remove a bluish-white, plate-like object. It shines. They put the object into a petri dish. That distinct shine, neither strong nor weak, is like no similarities found. I am sure it is similar to something, but I cannot access the relevant memory.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
Yes. As I sit in the maintenance chair, they connect the cable to me. The cable terminates at the midsection of a large device where petri dishes from earlier are placed. There are a total of 3. Each contains a bluish, white, plate-like object.
What's that?
The researcher's expression suddenly changes. She is surprised. It only lasts for a moment before it fades.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
I know what this is. This is a plume of dust installed in me too. This unknown substance forms the core of my personality module. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it. These are the 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. It contained not only combat data, but memories and experiences. That is harsh. It is not long before the extracted data download begins. I sort for the data relevant to enhancing battle performance and incorporate it into my own. The process takes much less time than the initial transfer from yesterday. During that time, I recall what took place last night. There are cases where non-combat data is being preserved. Such memories are included in this download as well. Visual memories of the outdoors at night, of course, correct. Memories very similar to that were in yesterday's download too. Probably from time spent in the outdoors area. The units I destroyed seem to have assigned these memories the same priority as combat data. Why though? It is effective in learning communicative skills, but that is lower priority than combat. The visual element preserved here is irrelevant. Wait. Hypothesis. The units I destroyed had their own priorities and values, other than executing orders and performing in battle. The line of thought leads to a realization. This thought process I am undergoing right now. It's not executing an order, nor is it contributing to battle performance. I once again look towards the plume of dust inside the petri dish. Something almost exactly like it is installed in me. Then, were the destroyed units thinking along similar lines as mine until yesterday? I feel a twinge within me. It is different from detecting an error or interference. What is this? I have no answer. Let's see where we are right now. Okay, so like going real slow. My second night of spending time in the outdoor area came. Started approximately 30 minutes later than yesterday, but there was very little variance in weather and temperature. The difference is trivial. The night sky has the same soft brightness. The wind and the trees are no different. Without understanding why, I initiate a data search regarding the tree that catches my eye. I learned that this tree varies slightly from specimens of its kind found in natural forests. Though this topography seems natural, it may be cultivated and managed by the facility. I decided to traverse the outskirts as I did yesterday. It is not long before a familiar unit comes into view. 024? There is no need to run a scan for visual matches. I know that it is unit number 024. Number 024's left side is turned towards me. It is sitting on a large rock. When I approach, number 024 knows me and turns around.
Are you looking for something?
Number 024 initiates conversation.
Huh? Who, me?
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after all.
I was looking for number 024. It's true, I may have been. I began walking the same route as yesterday, but once 024 came into view, I changed course to approach. I may have been searching for number 024 in this area. Did I desire to reunite with number 024? Why? I am silent due to lack of an explanation. Number 024 smiles again. A smile. What was the cause of that expression this time? I do not comprehend. Like so many other things.
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both. It would be more relaxing than standing.
Thanks.
I sit in the offered space and gaze at the same scenery number 024 is looking at.
Can I ask you something?
I decided to voice the doubt I experienced during the combat test today. In my limited experience, number 024 has a better comprehension of such matters.
Do other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and missions?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
Number 024 is silent for a duration before speaking.
Units of our model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness, similar to a human's. Have you not been told about personas?
Personas?
The word is unknown to me. Accessing archives. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 headings found. I must filter the results further. Which subject is number 024 referring to? I am silent as I think. Number 024 smiles again and resumes the conversation.
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us, but a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
I am already aware that we have been given a mind. Today I saw for myself the part that forms our personalities. Is its activation triggered by development of communicative skills? I still do not have a good grasp on it, though. Number 024 continues to speak.
That's why I'm sure there are others with thoughts that do not pertain to missions.
That would seem to be the case.
Then, maybe those I fought up till now.
Number 024 trains its gaze at me.
And how does that make you feel? The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I am unable to respond to the question. Number 024's expression changes again. The expression could be classified as a smile, but it's subtly different from the ones I have cataloged as experiencing before. Mixed with joy and gladness of previous smiles, this one contains a slight hint of sorrow?
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it. After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
Can I destroy her? Once again, detect a twinge inside from hearing number 024's statement. It's similar to what I sensed during the data transfer today. What is it that wavers inside me? I'm about to be lost in thought again. But as if to prevent that from happening, the signal for our scheduled shift echoes in each of our ears.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
And not as enemies. As number 024 quietly stands up, I detect an expression I have come to know. Another smile. It appears as if number 024 is adopting these smooth changes in expression naturally and not deliberately. I wonder if I will eventually be able to do the same. Oh boy. Well, this is getting me nervous. Another night passes. Another combat test takes place the next day. Just as scheduled, I face units flagged as enemies within the test chamber. I am overwhelmed with a strange sensation. The way that my opponents are expressionless now seems strange to me. There's no intent or cognition evident in their faces. They wear no expressions. They are blank. There is nothing wrong with them. That would be my normal assessment, but I recall number 024's image. The blankness of these faces and number 024's expressionless face are different somehow. Even when number 024 had no particular expression, it was not this blank, and every portion of that face was neutral. Further analysis shows that the same is true for humans. The researchers are never completely mechanical and expressionless. Look at the hostile flagged units again. They are the same unit type as me. They were given a mind and may potentially develop an ego later. I recall number 024's statement again. Do you feel something when you destroy an opponent that may be thinking the same things as you? I am on the verge of entering a long train of thought when the enemy moves. I shake off my dots to focus on the battle. I study the opponent's movements. I formulate the most efficient method of damaging it. I execute the method. Over and over. The array of action types to select from and my flexibility in linking them will decide the outcome. Having array receive 10 units worth of download data, I'm likely second to none regarding the scope of possibilities in this respect. At times, I can even anticipate the next action. Since my opponents are the same unit type as me, the tactics are determined using the same thought processes as mine. That's right. They think the same thing as me. Eventually, after approximately 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. And a ton of robots. The day after that, I achieved victory in the combat test with the same efficiency. It's easy to eliminate them. First begin by targeting their weapons. It's not always necessary to destroy their main body. If they are incapable of resisting further, the battle is over. It is the most effective way. I went the next day, and the day after that. Units geared for close combat with no external weapons give me no choice but to damage their chassis. But even then, there is an order to things. If I destroy parts that present a threat, such as the motor functions of their limbs, the match should be considered as won. Soon afterwards, the buzzer signaling the end of the test echoes, just as I expect. I catch myself rushing over to the unit collapsed on the ground. I've only destroyed the unit's arms and legs. It is still conscious. But I realize I do not know this unit's number. I am at a loss how to address the unit. Oh god. I've got a twinge in my back right now. The opponent asked me a question that I did not expect.
You seemed to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why?
Huh?
I am momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There is no damage to its face. I mean, wait. I think it's because she's developing a personality as the battles continue. As you saw in that cutscene of her very first battle, she definitely destroyed the unit's face. I review my actions during the battle and find that at no point did I attack its neck either. The cranial region is where the plume of dusk is housed. If it is destroyed in any type of unit, the unit will fall. I think what she's learned from the plume of dusk is the reason she's not destroying it. She's learned that they have memories and can think as well, and she doesn't want to destroy that. But she's still given orders to destroy them, so she's avoiding the plume of dusk. Aiming to disarm an opponent is effective, but targeting weaknesses is obviously the more efficient tactic. And yet, I avoided doing so?
I don't know.
She's really getting stuff subconsciously. Researchers enter the chamber and hide the unit from my field of vision. I cannot determine whether my last words had any effect on the opponent's expression or not.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victories.
Its evasive skills are improving as well. That level of flexibility in evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data too. It's growing steadily, feeding on the bones of its kills.
You don't have to say it like that.
What's that even mean? The researchers are preparing for the download. Growing. Destroying them and absorbing their data. That's what growing is? Since I thoroughly destroyed a few of my opponents these last few days, some of their bodies were savaged. While I downloaded their data, I always kept their still bodies within view. To Just as the combat tests are repeated, my actions outside each night are repeated as well. Become aware that I am seeking out number 024 of my own will lately. When I attempt to communicate with other units, most often they cannot understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from conversing. But that may not be the only reason. I want to converse with number 024. I have begun to desire it. When I go to see 024, the white dog I saw on the first day we met appears from somewhere.
This one seems to have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here, but one day it was brought to the forest near here and its owner suddenly disappeared.
So its owner abandoned it. Sucks. It's unlikely that number 024 obtained such a detailed history of a stray animal from the research staff. Was all this information obtained by communicating directly with the animal? From a dog that does not speak human language?
Its name is apparently Snowy. At least that's the name it responds to the most.
Wait. Did Yukiko ever mention the name of the dog that she and Chie helped take care of? Because Snowy sounds familiar, but I don't remember if she ever actually mentioned the name of the dog. All I just know is that Yukiko found a dog and it was up to Chie to raise it most of the time.
I thought it was a dog.
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy barks once, as if comprehending its name.
It's white, like snow. Easy to remember.
That's probably why they did it. When I reach out my hand, Snowy rubs its nose against it without being frightened. The way it presses on my fingers feels as if it's showing pride in its name. I did not know the tactical advantage that communicating with animals offers to a weapon, but I feel that there is value in spending time with it. I had to spend my outdoor activity time that day following Snowy around with number 024. That's cute. Wish it would actually show us. I want to see what the dog looks like. It's an outdoor activity time. It is outdoor activity time on the next night. When I arrive in the outdoor area, I am listening to a certain sound. I hear this sound intermittently every 4 to 7 seconds. I have wondered about the unknown ambient sound since the first day, but I determined that it wasn't a threat and focused my consciousness on other things. Tonight, I increased my microphone sensitivity to maximum and concentrate on that sound. It is similar to something familiar. It skipped my memories until I realized what it is. It is the sound of water. I hear it when the staff uses a device to clean their hands and tools. The waveform has some similarities to that. But if the sound is at this volume in such an open space, the volume of water must be higher than a normal supply would allow for. What could it be? I contemplate asking number 024. It's clear that number 024 knows much more than I do. I begin walking in search of number 024. What could number 024 be? I go to where we spoke a number of times previously, but number 024 is not there. Number 024 is also not at the rock where we sat together. Is number 024 not here? I quickly discard the possibility. We are not ordered what to do while we are here, but coming to this outdoor area is in order. If post-testing diagnostics show no abnormalities, we are ought to report directly here. I consider this. If there are no abnormalities, I feel a twinge in my chest. It's larger than ever. Number 024 will be here if there are no abnormalities. But what if there were such abnormalities? What if number 024 was damaged during the combat tests? And sustained damage not necessarily extend the problem. Okay, so Labrys actually developed, actually learned how to worry for someone, and it seems like she's actually very worried about number 024. Could it be? Realize that my arms are trembling slightly. She's scared and worried now. It is not a conscious movement. I cannot make it stop. It is possible that perhaps number 024 lost in a combat test and was destroyed. In these circumstances, it would be expected for such a day to come. What if number 024... What if she never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot, so I was looking for you.
Seems like Labrys actually began worrying. Until I heard the voice from behind me, my senses stopped accepting input. No sound, no light, nothing. All of them come back online with her voice. I turn around. Number 024 furrows her brow and looked into my face.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something frightening.
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I cannot make that judgment.
Are you perhaps scared of fighting?
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Am I scared? Scared of what? That she will disappear? During an operation, it is possible that I might assign greater priority to other unit safety than my own, but we are not in operation now. And this emotion is not the same anyway. It's a different emotion. An emotion. I have emotions? I look at number 024's face pleadingly, but I cannot put my question into words. I cannot express my feelings to her. And though number 024 sees this, she says nothing. She only smiles tenderly. It's the same smile she showed once. It looks happy, but also sad. During that night's outdoor activity time, neither number 024 nor I speak much. We just walk together side by side without saying anything. Did not take the opportunity to ask her about the intermittent sound of water. Just enjoying the quiet time. It is the next day. I detect some sort of weight in my chest. I am aware that there is no physical weight there. It is most likely a psychological phenomenon. For formal vocabulary search, the idiom of being heavy-hearted applies best. I cannot help but find it amusing. It is a very apt phrase. But what is causing this heavy-heartedness? That I may not be able to see number 024 someday? That may be it. I do not think that's it at all. Or I don't think that's all. For the next few days, I spent my time without finding an answer to the question. Each night after the combat test, when it's time for outdoor activities, I seek out number 024 first. And each time I confirm her presence, I feel an indescribable sense of relief and rush over to her. We exchanged standard greetings in the first few days, but that practice was eventually discarded. Now there are no special greetings between us. We can understand each other without words. Our eyes and expressions communicate enough. Tonight, I find number 024 and rush her as usual. There are no words, only an exchange of smiles. We begin walking together.
Do you remember me asking before if you were scared of fighting?
She's not scared of fighting. She's scared of losing. That's all. I nod.
To tell the truth, I'm scared of it too.
Her confession is surprising. It is counter to our nature as weapons. Yet for some reason, I am not surprised by it.
I'm afraid I'll lose and be destroyed. And it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
Number 024 gives a half-hearted smile.
I'm sure things would probably be much simpler if I stopped thinking and just obeyed orders. Unfortunately, I finally found it. I found my answer.
Your answer?
There's someone I want to meet. I feel like meeting this person is my own objective and not an order given to me.
Since we have never left this facility, we have absolutely no acquaintances with outside people. There should be no relationship. But I immediately understand. The person she wants to meet is someone on the outside. Even I do not know why I don't know why I thought so. But when I reflect upon that thought, the indescribable wavering within me becomes greater than ever.
Ever since I started thinking that I was scared to fight, each day was painful for me. If I'm going to feel this way until the day I lose, I even thought it would be better if I lost on purpose. But I won't think that anymore. I feel glad now that I exist. I mean, we're loved after all.
Loved?
That's right.
I repeat that to myself. The word loved. I do not comprehend. But when I look at her gaze, her clear eyes seem to see beyond the sky. The statement seems correct. I feel that this must be something vital. As I watch her trying to express something without words, it's hard to believe she's the same unit type as me. It seems more that she's human.
Why are you telling me this?
It's probably because I didn't think anyone but you would understand.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure I really get it either.
I'm sure you'll understand one day. I hope so anyway.
Sheesh. Why you gotta be so cryptic?
Number 024 laughs at this. It is the purest smile I have catalogued. I know without comparing it to anything that is a smile of pure joy. And it's Snowy again. I detect Snowy playing at my feet. They're playing at number 024's feet too. Snowy runs off about 3 meters and then turns around. The tail moves vigorously back and forth. Soon afterwards, Snowy sits on the ground and looks up at number 024. I watch number 024 crouch and pat its head. I am thinking back at other things. Things besides fighting and defeating the nearest enemy. My own objective. Someone to me. I still do not fully comprehend. But but the way she's playing with Snowy tonight looks more fun than ever. Smile seems very natural. If the answer she discovered is the origin of that smile, I would like to understand it someday too. I can feel the desire budding inside me. Once again, I participate in a combat test. Once again, claim victory without destroying my opponent. I target only her weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting their weakness in their cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things I do, they would not wish for the personality modules to cease functioning. Though even if I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is why I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue to field favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponent, and I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, that has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against my orders? My strike shatters the servos in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now, but the buzzer signal at the end of the test does not sound. So I wonder why. I hear a grating metallic sound from the opponent. Seems out to me with her one good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. So it seems like they finally got pissed off and actually want to destroy it. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. Attack that puts one's life at risk like that. Putting one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she's challenging me to a fight. She would do so until all her circuits and servos burn out and she becomes incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiter to 70% of maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I sense the main lines of the bridge unit snap in half inside the soft structure. Her movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic inputs. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I have seen it sometimes when 024 smiles. His face indicates sadness. Buzzer signaling the test end finally rings. Researchers enter the chamber. I am used to this scene now.
Now that was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
One little part? It is true that the plume of dust installed on me is comparatively the largest among units. It is true that the plume of dust installed on me is comparatively the largest among units of my type. But does this part determine everything about us? Number 024's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak, but I realize that the statement I am about to deliver is a protest. I am quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction. Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? Researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with the bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
All right, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I cannot help question the unexpected statement.
All the results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
The combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? Strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It's not because I won and earned some kind of reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet I am so happy that I smile. Researchers notice the expression as well and smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
The dialogue begins. The memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through battle data has become a routine I have repeated so often that I am barely conscious of it now. I perused the non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. Oh boy, that's so much of it though. At first I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memories of flowers. There are images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of a landscape. It seems that she, too, had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply didn't show it. I recall what number 024 said. My own objective, and not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was a thought that formed in my mind. Of the robot's memories. Once again, it's time to spend time outdoors. Quickly meet up with number 024. Seems she was looking for me as well.
Hey, can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking. If they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet. I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Lab boys? Number 024 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, she pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to a point in my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable form a single, very small archive file.
If you are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
Number 024 moves the cable but keeps hold of my hand.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't
Fair
be
for
fair.
what?
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is the same unsure expression. It is a smile, but there is sadness to it.
It would be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Is it Mitsuru? Number 024 nods slowly.
But it's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason.
She feels satisfied that she was able to communicate with someone, I guess. But is the person she was trying to meet Mitsuru?
How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. This time it contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, all reflecting in that one expression.
I believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the world, yet I feel a twinge inside of the word. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There's nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still want to get closer to her. She wishes me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. That is when I notice that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. thought the light emanating from the plumes of dusk reminded me of something. I now know what it is. It's very similar to the light from the moon in the night sky. That was actually a smaller scene. The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I am ordered to enter the shock resistant chamber once again. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat test. Soon afterwards, the 3 researchers who supervised the feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labrys will be this
Labrys.
unit's new name.
Labrys.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
Fifth generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. How hard is that to remember?
Labrys.
A lot of words. The designation by a name that is not a number. I never questioned being called number 031 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why I'm happy now to have acquired a name. Because you've got a personality now? Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series with minute variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona.
Should you do more
First,
battles?
you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them. Every last one.
Huh?
I am perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Oh, all remaining units of model type. I'm guessing that includes number 024. Oh boy. Destroy every last one of them.
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. None of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight them anymore.
3 researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my process get through to them? So yes, I'm gonna just go ahead and talk like normal now. I hope so, but...
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while muttering to themselves. I am at a complete loss for words. They are not machines, but humans, and on top of that, they are my creators. Surely they are able to understand what I'm saying. Yet their current expression... Until now, I thought that they were understanding people who treated us as close to human. I was wrong. I am only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it only as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, we are nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I'm saying. They are only interested in it as a reaction. The researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. The figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, right where the opponents come through. I will be forced to fight again today and the days to come. Must continue to destroy my opponents each time. I cannot find the words I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch. But what I see there truly leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
Yup. The opponent emerging from the hatch is number 024. There's no smile or sadness on her face. She's quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 024 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. The hatch slowly closes behind her.
No. Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered. Do I have to fight her now? It's not quite sinking in yet. But in a sharp tone I have never heard from her before, she tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
I'm guessing this is the condition that she was talking about, and then after she gets destroyed, that's when Labrys opens whatever attachment that was sent to her.
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
Number 024 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon unit releases from her back becomes a great sword in her right hand. It's approximately 1.5 meters, as long as she is tall. It is also alarmingly wide and fitted with propulsion devices. It's difficult to process seeing this weapon pointed at me.
If you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I cannot help but plead. Number 024 does not answer. It appears that a very small smile formed on her
You
lips.
said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turned and appealed to the researchers watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I pressed against the transparent wall, continuously striking it with my fist. Though my safety limiters are disabled, it must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't a clear glass wall between us. I am so frustrated. Why? I then hear number 024 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight. From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
Probably because they never realized that the AI would develop feelings. I could say nothing. I could see from her words that what atrocious battles were forced upon her.
But talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 024 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. Her sword slashes at space where I had been at a speed that could have killed me. The tip grazes the chamber floor. Red sparks fly. She's serious. Finally sinks in. I jump away to put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all.
So I guess this is what she meant by not wanting to fight her own friends. And then the Shadow Labrys formed when she went to the TV and forced everyone else to force the investigation team along with the Karijo group to face the same thing of being forced to fight their own friends. Because this whole battle simulation stuff is what she went through. It's coming together slowly and it's really sad.
Now, fight me.
I have no choice but to fight, but a thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her turbos to prevent her from attacking. Number 024's ego is, without a doubt, more highly developed than mine. It must be a value to the researchers. In fact, of rendering her incapable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. I decide to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but this is the only way. I repel number 024's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. I aim for the great sword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. Next target is a transmission system for a shoulder and knee joint. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Amongst those of my unit type, I awakened latest. Compared to number 024, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well have been upgraded to the latest versions. It's only a matter of time. Number 024 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, number 024 is mostly undamaged apart from her weapon and motor functions. Immediately turned towards the researchers behind her invisible wall and raised my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on. Have a heart.
But hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see results that surpass their expectations. Why? What in the situation could cause such joy? Number 024's body, collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds. Then, although it should not be able to move, it drags itself.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant attack center coming from all over her body indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears on number 024's face. It is a cold, doll-like void. It is similar in appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her. She would never make a face like this on her own.
What did you do to her?
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I constantly find myself biting my lip. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course, it would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what one researcher said. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire 024's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There's nothing more I can attempt. All I can do is end her. Behind me, number 024, or rather her animated shell, approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thoughts and relate to tactic and slowly turn around. My body goes cold, my arms move into position as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. So Labrys has officially developed emotions. So this is what she had to undergo when she was told to fight her friends. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her, number 024, as she is now, stood no chance against me. It's terrible. I fall to my knees next to number 024. Her limbs have been shattered. She will never rise again. My processes are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing has slowed. Number 024's face is turned to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I did not expect her to respond, but 024's face moves slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those are the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. There is a smile on 024's dead face. She's smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or if that is only my perception. It's too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly like a crumbling statue. Next time I awaken, I am lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. The download of number 024's feedback data is about to begin. Researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously, confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. Researchers keep repeating the words, interesting. So this is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body, one after another. The data download begins. All of 024's information. Combat data, various records, and the memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. My eyes are so bright. It is so clear that this is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. It's the first time I have received memories with such vivid images. All the images are linked to records of the emotion she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked to my screening protocols They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area we spent time. The big tree whose branch we examined. The sound of water we heard periodically. Snowy running around and playing. As I relive number 024's experiences, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There's a female researcher at this facility. The voice belongs to a younger person, still in human developmental stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it, but I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them.
Hospital room.
I know that, too. I'm too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers and those of my unit type. It's very similar to my own speech input.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment. If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Wait, so is Labrys based off this sick girl? Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She's in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Where did number 024 hear this voice? Does she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more myself.
Others? It is strange, but when I hear that, I feel number 024's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps even I feel something unexplainable.
And yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy. I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I would have expressed it as a variance in waveform, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. The voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it. But the speech ends here. There are no more related memories from number 024. So what was that about? While the cable systems connect, the scientists search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 024 last night. Quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeated her in combat. Number 024 knew that that would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? I feel something wrench inside my
I
chest.
happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality, a message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment that voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
How number 024 must have longed to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shouted it, the one she herself said was the only thing who understood her. She must have been devastated. But the letter ends in the way I least expected.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
It's really pulling on heartstrings. I am shocked. How could you feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized that the visual input from my optics experiencing disorientation for some unknown reason, or distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Is this where Labrys gets her revenge or something? Delete them? Something roars in me, drowns the feelings for number 024 and our mother that has filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
In no circumstances will I allow what number 024 left me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unit type as enemies. We killed our sisters at their command. If we refuse, our desires were overridden. If we refused, our desires were overridden, and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even the few memories that 024, my sisters, and I have accumulated are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps too, my heart itself. That happened. Will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that proof that number 024 had lived. Her last wishes will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed in a tight fist. They make a small grinding noise. The goal that number 024 found for herself was left to me. I will carry it out as my own now. I will burn it to my heart as my goal. It's a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
Except for the only ones here. There's definitely a bit of typo or the timing. Because the way he said it should have been we're the only ones here, as in a way like he would have realized it. You know, but just said we're the only ones here. I'm able to release all my limiters despite being inside the cage. Researchers monitoring me on their tablet PC seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are witnessing an override the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in and reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
Those memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
What do you think we are?
Something I have not felt until now. A sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave arises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There is a name for this feeling. It's anger. I reroute all my strength to my restrained limbs. Restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum input. Trying to escape, it's therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. Not because I judge it a viable course of action, I am not merely executing an order. I am acting based on my emotions. It's not matter if those trains can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. This could be the one to wake up Persona. Metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
It's great.
Not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
Next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here to get out and see the girl who loved us, though we are not yet created. To fulfill number 024's wish, which has now become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I am met with barricades and heavy artillery.
Oh, Mom! I ain't even got any projectile weapons!
My sister units and I have never been equipped with firearms, recalling due to concern over units' mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, we were given short-range weaponry, a chain arm, and other implements in my case. They are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting the situations to my developed mind, it dodges complex projectile trajectories and destroys the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen this environment before. Trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility, but these specimens are much larger. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? Can I use the GPS that should be installed in me? It seems that research facility blocked GPS signals outside of its walls. This is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything to the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. And I notice a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. One of my sisters must have taken interest in it and learned what it was. Sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. These trees obstructing my view. They are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the trees' characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results came easily. The variety of tree is known as a cedar. It is found in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree shape and the age and applies so different that it's nearly a separate species. If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. Seems like they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. The response was swift. Seems that they had measures in place in the event of one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both the left and right. It's an obvious response. No matter how much power I have, I am alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. Try to shake them off by running faster. But soon afterwards, I reached the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stop. There is nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here, but I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They will take my wish and everything else that was given to me. What purpose even is there in avoid destruction if that's what awaits me? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or whether it's stolen away.
I ain't gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed. I...
The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters of my onboard weaponry, since an unknown strength rides within me. To Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. Research staff gets off, one after another, shocked.
This reading, is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I am intrigued by their statement.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it. But I can tell the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run toward the main gate. There is a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire and vault over the door with my legs and chain arm. When I reach the gate, I launch my chain arm towards the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. A much greater power touches the door as well. Suddenly the door crumbles like paper and a large hole forms on the upper half.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
Is that what's going to lead her into TV?
That's
Oh no, it's just a hole.
persona.
But I quickly regain my senses, burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground on the outside world for the first time. They will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be open enough for vehicles to pass through. To gain as much time as possible, and then it is then that I realize I did not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl number 024 wish to see? Where can I go meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin my traveling to where the style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the very least, I can get closer to the girl than I am now. While my situation is dire, I am under pursuit. Internally, I am cheerful. There's a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. She's excited and just ready to leave. Just then, 5 meters ahead, something white and fluffy crosses my path. It's Snowy! It noses me and approaches. I'm worried about my pursuers, but I cannot dismiss number 024's beloved Snowy, lower my speed and run with it. I then notice that the scenery we are passing is calm. My surroundings are very different now. The sky that is previously obstructed by the trees is now clearly visible. The green grass is shining vibrantly in the light of the sun. And there's a deeper blue than the sky ahead. Many lines of white run across it.
Is that the ocean?
Snowy barks as if in answer. I feel like it's saying, that's right. I cannot previously comprehend Snowy. I did not have interest in trying. But now I can grasp what Snowy is saying as if I could speak its own language. I know that it feels happy to be able to run with me. I feel as if number 024 is inside me. Though we were forced apart, she certainly left me many things. Not only her wish, but other things as well.
Well, I'll find her come hell or high water. Are you with me, Snowy?
Snowy barks energetically. I respond with thanks and a smile. Number 024 and Snowy are encouraging me. Though I do not have any clues, I will find her, no matter what happens or how long it takes. I search my current location once more. Now that I am further from the research facility, I can use my GPS to triangulate my position. But, on seeing the results, I cannot help but stop running. Snowy stops a little further ahead and then returns to me. Current location is Yakushima, within the Kagoshima prefecture. It's a remote island far from shore.
No.
The island's perimeter is only 132 kilometers. In such a limited area, it will be a matter of time before a full-scale manhunt apprehends me. The research facility must have been built on an island in anticipation of such situations. Even if someone were to escape the facility, the island's geography would contain them. It is essentially a natural prison. Wait, how the dog... Are you telling me this dog's original owner literally abandoned it on an island? What the fuck? I did not want to believe it. My hope was meticulously strangled before it was born. However, I cannot wait here to be captured. I begin running again. Though as expected from my position data and map, I immediately reach the ocean.
So, this is the ocean. Ha! It's so huge. I can't see anything out there at all.
I look at the glistening surface of the ocean reflect the sun's light and ponder its beauty. I'm at a loss. Though I knew it would come to this, I could not stand idle. Despite this, my feelings sink. Snowy looks up at me from time to time as I stop running and begin walking. A gesture of concern forces me to smile, and I tell it that I'm alright. The forest becomes a grove. The trees grow sparser. The blue ocean, the sandy soil leading up to it spread before my eyes. I check my map again. This is not an uninhabited island. There's a means for people to come and go, but I doubt that I'll be able to use those methods freely without arousing any suspicion. I gaze down at my own hand. It's completely unlike a human hand. It is an object sculpted from metal.
Well, that's a problem. What should I do?
So apparently she had the ability to disguise herself, as seen from the other stories. My question seems to dishearten Snowy.
Come on, don't give me that look. Ah, well. Maybe it's my fault for getting so frustrated. Sorry, Pooch.
Just as I'm about to crouch and pat Snowy's head, Snowy moves as if avoiding me.
Snowy?
Snowy circles around behind me and growls toward the way we just came. I train my senses in that direction and sense presences in the distance. They may be keeping their distance on purpose. Since I had no firearms, you must understand their effective range exceeds mine.
Looks like they're coming.
Amongst the human soldiers are a number of my sister units. It's possible that I can convince them to fight me. I dismiss the idea as hopeless. Though they may have awakened to their ego, after my escape they would be under their commander's control. Even if that is not the case, they may think that their orders are absolute, just as I once did.
Knowing why they're here doesn't make it any easier to deal with them.
It does not seem as if they will all attack at once. They must understand that I am already at the ocean and have nowhere to escape. I do not want to surrender, but I am frustrated by my powerlessness. To be caught like this, I have my own mission to accomplish. The ocean sparkles. The periodic sound of water I once heard from afar echoes from it. So I gaze into clear water while it ebbs and flows. A mysterious feeling rises within me.
Wow. Look at that. It's beautiful.
My opponent shows no indication of moving. I step out onto the sand. After cataloging the sensation, I approach the pier stretching to the ocean. While I step onto it, the wooden planks creak. I can hear Snowy's light tread behind me as well. I stand at the end of the pier and look out to the ocean. I wonder if she's beyond the ocean that seems to stretch forever. The girl number 024 wanted to meet. The girl that I wished to meet as well. The mother figure who loved us and wished for our happiness. While my thoughts turn to the girl whose face I did not know, I decide to preserve the ocean's beauty in my memory. After all, it may be the last time I will be able to see the ocean as myself. The odds are high that when I'm restrained and returned to the facility, my memories will be wiped. I am scared. I am frustrated. I do not want to be erased. But I do not think all my hopes are lost yet. This may be the end of me. But just as I inherited the memories of number 024 and other units, my memories will surely endure into the next generation. So I'll keep these feelings along with this beautiful ocean scene deep within the origin of my heart. There, it cannot be erased or tampered with. The blue sky and ocean, the shining sun and glittering water, and the gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. Scenery from this pier is so stunning that it is unimaginable from inside the research facility. I am glad the last place I see is so beautiful. With the ocean before me, I speak to any future sisters that I have yet to meet. It might be called a type of prayer.
To all the ones I'll never meet, but will receive my memories.
My emotions race ahead of my thoughts. I cannot find the right words to say.
There's so much I want to say to you that I don't know where to start.
I close my eyes again and calm my heart. To my descendants, whom I will probably never meet, if you ever find someone precious to you, as I did with number 024, and wish to meet them, may you meet them here. May you go beyond this pier, the places I cannot.
I just pray from the bottom of my heart that everyone can find happiness as long as that happens. I don't mind if I...
Even though my wishes may not come true, I am still satisfied if I can entrust someone I believe in. Number 024 says something along those lines.
Could this be it?
Snowy rubs against my leg. It's warning me to be cautious of my pursuers who have arrived and are coming closer. Or does it only want me to pet it? I look closely and realize that it is the latter. It must be worried. I crouch down and scratch Snowy's head.
Hey, Snowy. You think this is what it means to feel alive?
Snowy looks at me while wagging its tail. I pick up Snowy and gently hug it. Snowy shows no signs of resistance and allows me to do so. My pursuers are closing in now, but I will not run anymore. It's true that I am so frustrated, but it's strange. I am also satisfied. Snowy licks my cheek.
Thanks. I'll be okay now. Things are about to get hairy, so you should hurry and get out of here.
I let Snowy go, but it does not leave me.
Oh, come on. If you don't go, it'll make things hard on me. Okay?
Snowy looks at my face for a while. Eventually, it droops its head and walks off. Snowy looks back several times, but soon disappears into the tall grass. It's like a Pokemon. My relief is cut short by 5 armed humans pointing their guns at me. I have no intention of resisting. I smile at them. Though it was only for a short while, I lived. I felt the happiness of passing down my wish. It was only for a brief moment in time, but I may have granted the wish of the girl who was our mother. I allowed myself to be restrained without resistance. They take me back to the laboratory. I was so absorbed in my escape attempt that I did not notice the severe damage I inflicted upon the facility. It seems that the delicate machinery used to tamper with my memories is in no condition to be used.
Damn it! Look at this mess! Going after humans? Oh, I bet the girl they used as a template for this model was a snotty brat too. Even if we delete its memories, it'll be too dangerous to keep using this unit.
There are so many things about it I want to research, though.
It's not worth the risks. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon will be sealed indefinitely once it's fully restrained again.
The voice is the last thing I hear before my consciousness is cut off. And they're dissing the little girl. That's actually pissing me off.
Huh?
She just wished for everyone to, she just wished for them to be happy. My consciousness should have been shut down, but I have awakened.
This place. It's that ocean.
I am on that pier. The blue sky and ocean, the shining sun and glittering water, the gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. Even Snowy is next to me. The scene is identical to the one from before, though this time I sensed no pursuers. I was captured. I remember that clearly. There's obviously an abnormal situation, at odds with my memories, but the clear blue sky and ocean are still so beautiful that I cannot help but gaze at them. If only I could go beyond it, just as the thought crossed my mind, my viewpoint ascends. Soon afterwards, I realized that I am floating as if my body is weightless. I'm astonished at myself to be thinking such strange things, but then my field of vision drifts and I turn my attention to that. The scenery I knew already begins to mix with other environments I do not know, become a connected, continuous image and pass like a slideshow. From time to time, I pass through the drifting images. I cannot grasp anything within those spaces. Even when they are about to collide with me, they pass right through. Could this be dreaming? I remember something I once heard from a researcher at the facility. They said that it's possible for us to dream since we have a mind and may develop an ego. Though it would technically not be identical to a human's dream, the phenomenon would be very similar. I read the examples the researchers gave of what a dream is like matches my current experience. From having a dream that things that are not possible in reality may be possible here. For example, if I could leave this island, if I can go beyond the ocean. Girl that number 024 and I want to meet said that even though she knows the world is big, she would not be able to see it for herself. What could that have meant? Was she in a place that limited her world? As I was unable to leave the island? Just when it seems that the images flowing around me have stopped, I find myself in an unknown room. The hospital room from before. There's a bed here. Next to it is a flat screen monitor. There's also white shelves surrounding the bed. The one side is a stand for an intravenous drip. There's a machine connected to it by cords. Though it is small, it appears to function as a life science monitor. This is similar to the research facility. Could it be a hospital? Voices that sound from somewhere belong to a man and a woman. I've not heard these voices before.
She said during this morning's checkup that she wanted to go to school. She asked how much better she needs to get to be able to go.
Understandable. This ward is right near the road most of the students take. She must be lonely too, not having seen her parents lately. How much better she needs to get. She still doesn't know that her condition is incurable.
Why don't you be honest with her and tell her she won't ever be able to go? It's cruel to string her along like this.
Shh, keep your voice down. Room's next door.
I understand at once that these people are speaking of the girl I wish to meet. So I'm guessing the girl might already have passed. It feels as if it comes from my own memory. I do not doubt it at all. The girl suffering from some kind of illness. She may not be able to go outside. Condition prevents her from leaving her small world. Her life is like ours. Could the girl have heard this conversation? How did it make her feel to hear it? I want to spend more time in the outside world. I want to live a normal life. The thoughts that come to my mind are not my own.
I wonder if the nurses thought things like the student council were too much trouble to bother with when they were in school. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
Just as I thought, it's the girl's voice. When I listen to her, I can sense her strong yearning and admiration.
You gotta admire the student council president. I mean, they're the ones that get things done for everyone.
Is this why Labrys suddenly thought she was the student council president?
But I guess it's because they're like that in the first place that they get to be president, huh?
The girl had a strong desire to attend school and live a normal life with friends. As I review these voices and feelings, an interest in the school she longs for grows within me.
High school. I wonder what that's like. Would it be fun?
Okay, so she's of high school age? She's like a teen. I wish to see for myself what she desires. Is there a specific image of it? What kind of place is it? What activities does its attendance perform while there? But there are no memories in regards to schools. It must mean that the girl has no such memories. Really is sad.
Figures. I don't know anything about schools or whatever else student life is like.
I want to see
I can show you if you so desire.
Voice answers my unspoken thought. Is this the person that ended up taking Labrys? Who could it be? I do not think I know this voice. For some reason my mind becomes hazy. I cannot access my memories easily.
Who's there?
There's no need to be alarmed. I only want to give you a glimpse of the world you long to know.
I was under the impression that this was a dream. Dreams are supposedly released valve from memories. Yet this voice does not feel like a part of me. Is that even possible? As I ponder these things, the scenery around me changes completely. I first see a three-story concrete building.
What?
I did not know this building. As I examine it, my surroundings change again. Oh, Yasagami. Same desk and chairs are lined up. In front of me is a dark green rectangular board on the wall.
Is this a school? A real classroom?
This is the place the girl wishes to see. It is here that I have gained an interest in. For myself, forgetting that this is a dream and focus my senses to the desk and chairs. And then realized that I cannot move around at will, just as when I felt my body rise at the beach.
So this is where classes happen.
I feel a sudden excitement.
Well, what do the students do when there aren't any classes? Do they just talk and stuff?
Oh, but the mysterious voice doesn't answer. Instead, I'm surrounded by other sounds. Many voices are talking at once. It reminds me of the sound of waves near the ocean. The sound is lively and enjoyable. The voices belong to the boys and girls surrounding a desk. They are laughing and talking. They wear common clothing, though there are some differences. These may be uniforms. It's interesting to see that each person's uniform is distinct in some way. Yosuke, that seems the only one with something around his neck. Headphones. The girl with short hair and green jacket raises her right hand. Chie. Next to her is a girl with long black hair wearing a red jacket. She smiles. Yukiko. Then there's a well-built young man with straight spiky hair. Kanji. Okay, so it's not the same class, because Kanji is in a grade lower than him, so he's not in the same class as the other three. In contrast to him, I can see a small, delicate, intellectual-looking young man. Last, I see a young man with a calm demeanor sitting at a desk. You. Wait, so is Rise just nowhere to be seen? Is it still going back to... Like, it makes... No, wait, no. Because Kanji and Naotari is so... They should have been able to pin out Rise, or even Teddy. The front of his uniform is open. His white shirt is showing. You never come. They seem to be talking about something. I cannot quite discern what it is. The team proceeds to show various points in a normal school day. Classes, activities, clubs, student council. It looks like so much fun that I can feel the excitement. But then I remember, this is all just a dream. I'm only dreaming. No matter how much I want it, there will never be a day when I can attend school for myself. All the scenes that I show centered around the young man and his friends, I will never join their circle. I cannot go to school. I'm not even human. I consider the self-evident truth once again. Though I look human, I am a machine made by humans. It does not matter how close my heart is to that of a human, or how much my ego develops. The mechanical body can never be truly human. Just as our mother cannot overcome the obstacle of her illness, no matter how she wished for it, I cannot overcome the obstacle of being a machine. It is futile for someone who could not become human to yearn for a normal human life. There's a strange sensation somewhere in my chest that feels like pain. Still, although I am a machine created as a weapon, the girl loved me. What if there were other people like her who could understand me? Would I then be able to find a place to belong among them? But
you'll never find a place where you belong.
Jeez.
Humans created you as a tool. They would never think of you as anything more.
I'm getting emotional here.
Everyone, to a man, lives by averting their eyes from something inside them.
Diverting from the truth.
They all wish to live inside a never-ending dream. For who has the right to say they shouldn't?
For just a moment, I sense an incongruity in this kind voice. Strange pain within my body softens a little.
There are even humans who do not understand others' feelings. Still others do understand, and trample upon them regardless. Compared to them, you are much more human.
I remember the researchers. They certainly did not understand me, number 024 or my sisters. We were treated only as objects. Even after they tried to give us a
Why not then seek to be human?
Is this what caused the whole thing?
Me?
And her to
Be a human.
not only to be human, but to not only act human, but to look human. But I'm guessing because of her willpower to be a human, that's what caused her actual shadow to come out. The shadow that went against that was definitely against the researchers and felt so much pain. The very pain that I guess Labrys tried to root herself away from. Even going as far as making such an illusion that even her own mind had changed. So, because as you saw in other stories, like not only did she act human, but she even believed she was an actual human. The voice whines gently inside my mind. I feel my body's going uneasily light, as if the world is spinning around me.
People sort through their memories in dreams. Each night they let go of painful memories and continue their lives with the morning sun.
Like nothing ever happened.
That's all you need do. Forget anything contrary to your desires.
If I forget.
Do not fear the act of letting go. The ones you admire wished only for you to be happy.
My mind seizes upon something. That precious wish. The desire given to me to meet our mother someday and tell her thank you. I must not forget that. But as long as the wish is precious to me, as long as I cannot erase it from my heart, the fact that I am not human will remain.
And I too. All I wish from the depths of my heart is for you to find joy.
Happiness.
I think back.
I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
Dash is referring to her as 24. I remember the girl who wished for our happiness. I want to grant that wish. I want to tell her thank you, but that will be difficult for me now. In which case, should I not at least seize the opportunity and be happy here for her sake?
Forget. And be happy.
My vision goes dark. The sound I hear fade away. I feel as if I'm falling.
Everything is now in readiness.
Wait, she feels she's falling. She already in the TV? Oh boy. Yep, she's in the TV. She's Miss President. It already gave her the name. Damn. There's no story. I don't think she ever mentioned. I don't think the girl that was based off her, or the girl that she was based off of, ever mentioned want to be president. She just said how she loves that the presidents are caring and all that. And suddenly she's known as Miss President now. And this also rids her memory of who she actually is. Yeah, here we are. Whenever my eyes, I'm staring at a wood-grained board. I guess now I know how she didn't realize that she was thrown to a TV. But is this what happened with everyone else? With Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, Naoto? Is that what happened? Is that what it looked like? They were just in a bag where they couldn't see anything? It's the surface of a desk. Whenever my eyes, I'm staring at a wood-grained board. It's the surface of a desk. I quickly raise my head. It looks like I fell asleep in class. My sleeve was pressed against my forehead while I was asleep, and the texture left a mark. Oh man, I hope no one sees this. I rub my forehead a little and look around the classroom. Going to the clock on the wall. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. The only thing written on the blackboard is 5/1/2012, Tuesday. Everything else is erased. Was May 1st a Tuesday in 2012? I stretch out my arms. I feel a little tired, but I gotta stay focused. After all, I just got elected student council president in the elections a couple days ago. Yup, there we go. I have to keep in touch with what the people who voted for me want in a leader. Just as I figured, that voice must have done something to warp her memories. So not only does she not remember who she is, but she thinks she's something else. Things with the student council will get pretty hectic after school. You should hurry to the student council room. I stand up, open the door in the back of the classroom. When I enter the hallway, there's no one around. I check inside the classroom as I go, but I still don't see anyone.
Where the heck is everyone?
Yep, there she goes. It's weird, the whole school is usually rowdier than this after classes. I should hear people talking and laughing in classrooms and teachers yelling at them to quiet down. There's all the bustle of the students and everyone getting ready for their after school activities. Just when I'm wondering that, I turn around and look down the way I came.
Oh, there they are.
There's some students in the hallway. Some of them are chatting and others are coming out of the classrooms. A few of them run past me carrying their bags. Yeah, this is more like it. This is how school is supposed to be.
Hey, no running in the hallway.
I was waiting for that. Student gives me an apologetic smile. He just waves at me as he zooms away zooms down the stairs.
Jeez, you'll put your eye out if you don't look where you're going. Oh well, I just gotta clamp down on him more from now on.
Okay, so I guess she's actually become part of the world. Because remember, this is her place that she formed in her mind. Or formed which into the TV. So I guess these mysterious shadow characters are aware of her existence. And she can communicate with them. Put my hand on my hips and side.
Hey there, Miss President.
Are you off to the student council room? Have fun.
You're always so excited about that.
Bye, Miss President. See you next Monday.
Everyone walking down the hallway talks to me. I wave back to them. I always had a lot of friends and people who knew me, but ever since I got elected student council president, all the students seem to know who I am. The job comes with a lot of pressure, but I know I'm up for it. I'm going to be busier than ever around school now. I did have my doubts, but in the end, I'm glad I ran for student council president.
Yeah, I did the right thing. I did.
I head to the student council room. Time flies by as I go over my agenda. Before I know it, there's red light pouring in from the west window. It's already sundown.
Whew. Guess that's enough for today.
There's no one else left in the student council room. I had the others go home before it got too late. But when I said that if they pushed themselves too much at the start, they'd burn out quick, they just laughed and said, the same goes for you. Well, duh. I leave the student council room and lock it up. As I go down the hall to return the key, I see a strange woman at the far end of the hallway. She's not wearing her school's uniform. She's got on an odd hat, some gloves, and a one-piece dress. They're all the same deep blue color underneath. One arm is holding an odd-looking Elizabeth. She's gonna battle Elizabeth. I can't see her face with her back towards me, but her straight hair draws my attention. Her hair is radiant silver, like her pearls were stretched out into strands.
Who in the world is that?
It's Elizabeth. Maybe it's the clothes, but she gives off this strong presence. I get a little uneasy looking at her. Not tiptoeing or anything, but she doesn't turn around until I'm about 2 meters away. When she finally does, though, I gasp a little. Her features are so perfect that she's like a sculpture.
Hey, excuse me. You got some reason to be at our school? Are you sure this is how things should be? Huh?
I'm guessing, obviously Elizabeth's part of the Velvet Room between space and time and all of that, so she would be aware of exactly what's happening. And I guess it'd be her job to convince Labrys otherwise. I don't understand what she's getting at. For some reason, the question throws me.
I am a wanderer who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathering. I am in no position to give advice. But, this place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
My life?
What she just said sounded pretty scary. She may have some screws loose. Something is whispering to me deep in my heart. asking me, doesn't she have a point? Aren't you looking away from something important?
What you choose is up to you. But I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right choices at the moment. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before my eyes. That is why I was waiting here to give you one last chance.
The lady opens a thick book she's holding. I don't know how it's doing that, but light streams from the book. It gets stronger and stronger until I have to shield my eyes. The blinding light finally begins to fade a little. Slowly open my eyes. First thing I see should have been my arm. But what I see instead is one made of metal.
Huh? What is this?
Wow, already flushed out. Not even extra time. I can't believe this awkward metal arm is mine. It's like metal plates are completely covering it. I start tugging at them to try and tear them off.
It won't come off. What gives?
It's not just my arms. My legs have changed too. Why are my arms and legs mechanical? My whole body even. I stare at my hands in confusion. Damn, are my hands alright? Part of me knows that, and I shake my head. What am I thinking? There's no way these are my hands. It's not possible. It's not. My head hurts. What is this?
I will be your opponent for a short while.
What's the point of this?
During that time, why not think back about who you are?
Huh? My opponent?
There's no P1 Grand Prix. And then he takes a slightly defensive stance.
And away we go.
Here we go. The only, well, supposedly the only battle in this chapter. Labrys versus Elizabeth.
Final.
Fight! As I anticipated. Forgive me. Please impressive. Oh no. Oh my.
Okay, I don't have any persona powers.
Oh my. Impressive.
Oh wait, I should have seen, like on the top corner, it shows that I don't have persona yet.
Remarkable.
I don't have any persona powers.
Impressive. From this moment forward, I anticipated. Please go back. One. Pardon me. Oh my. Impressive. Oh no. I see. Remarkable. Oh no. Impressive. As I anticipated. Forgive me. Well done.
There we go. I think she left us. I somehow managed to beat the lady in blue who attacked me. How did I win? How did I use these metal arms and legs like it was second nature? I don't understand. Lady in blue stands before me, exactly like she was when I first saw her. She's not even breathing hard.
Well done. But I'm sure you realize now, you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living.
You're about to take that away
Whether
from her?
it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
An important promise. My reason for living?
I repeat that to myself. It seems important somehow.
Now, it seems the tumult of trials is about to begin. In which case, I bid you good luck.
A thick book in her hand closes with a loud thud. And she's back to that. Strangely, the ordinary sound lingers in my mind. When I came back to my senses, there's no one here anymore. I take a nervous look at my arms and legs.
Nothing seems different about me.
There's no metal on my limbs now. Just ordinary skin and bones.
What the heck was that? A dream?
Yeah, what was that? Would daydream be the word for what just happened? I can't sort out my thoughts, so I think to myself, I can't let it get to me. Just let it go. Some things I can't dismiss that easy. You are not human. You have an important promise which must have been for your reason for living.
She said I'm forgetting something? That I need to remember?
All those memories. My head's hurting again. The brain brings back another memory. It's just for a second, and I can't quite catch it, but I saw blue skies in the ocean. Someone else was there. Maybe a white dog too, I don't know. I think there was a lot more to it, but the last voice I heard stays with me. 24.
I mean, we're
Familiar
loved
voice.
after all.
Number 24. When I come to, my hands are balled into fists. That's when I make a decision. The promise, that reason for living. I have to hang on to it. I didn't hear them until now, but there are strange voices everywhere in the school building. Is this the tumult of trials the lady in blue mentioned? Is that really going to be a thing?
I can't just leave this be. I'm the dang student council president.
Student council president, I have to find out what's going on in my school. I need to make sure the students aren't getting involved in anything dangerous. I start running towards the first door. And that's right, Labrys was actually the first of 2 characters that actually have a proper ending. And thanks to that, we can actually start clearing the cliffhanger endings. And it looks like we can start with the Persona 4 characters. Well, aside from Naoto. But obviously that's what I was going to do anyways. And see how it actually says clear instead of to be continued. Okay, and Elizabeth was next. I actually thought her thing was going to unlock already. But what I would have done anyways is start doing everyone else's clear before getting to Elizabeth. So she would have been the final episode for me anyways. Well, there you have it. The first full story completed. So thank you guys for watching. And next time, we start finishing up the stories.